Today we're going to look at these series of questions. These are basically conversion questions. We're going to be converting within the SI unit system, and we're going to be converting, I call it the English system, so we're going to be converting from the SI unit system and also the English system in these questions. Background information you're going to need to know. You're going to need to know your conversions from English to SI, and you will also need to know how to convert orders of magnitude, and also you'll need to know that 1 milliliter equals 1 cc. So getting started with the first question, you start off with an experiment used 7.5 microliters of a solution. How many milliliters is this? So you want to start off with 7.5 microliters. You want to have microliters on the bottom, and I always go through the base unit. I never go from one order of magnitude to the next unless I go through the base unit first. So I'm going to have liters. So also I always put the 1 in front of the prefixed unit. So micro is a prefixed unit. So 1 microliter is equal to 10 to the negative 6 liters. And now we are in liters, and now we want to go from liters to milliliters. So we have liters and we want to go into milliliters, and we keep our units opposite of each other. So if one unit is in the numerator and the other one that we're multiplying by is in the denominator, they can cancel each other out. So we're in liters, we want to get to milliliters. So for every 1 milliliter, there is 10 to the negative 3 liters. Now we can go through and cancel out our units. So microliters cancel out, liters cancel out. Now we're left in milliliters. So now we're going to multiply straight across the numerator and the denominator. And that looks like 7.5 times 10 to the negative 6 divided by 10 to the negative 3. And that equals 7.5 times 10 to the negative 3 milliliters. That answers question number 1. Let's look at question number 2. How many centigrams are there in 2.5 ounces? So these are dry ounces since we're going into grams. So we're going to need our conversion. So we can see on this chart here, we have 1 ounce. 1 ounce equals 28.35 grams. So that's what we're going to use for our conversion. So we start off with 2.5 ounces. And we want to put our ounces in the denominator in the conversion. And so for every 1 ounce, we get 28.35 grams. Now we need to go in from grams to centigrams. So grams to centigrams. For every centigram, there is 10 to the negative 2 grams. So for every 1 centigram, there is 10 to the negative 2 grams. So now we can cancel our units, we can cancel ounces, we can cancel grams, and we're left in centigrams. Now we want to multiply across the numerator and across the denominator. That's going to leave us with 2.5 times 28.35 centigrams divided by 10 to the negative 2. And that comes out to be 7,087.5 centigrams. And there you have it. That answers question number 2. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, next question. What is the density of mercury in pounds per gallon? The handbook lists the density of mercury as 13 0.55 grams per milliliter. So what I'm looking at here is I noticed it's asking for pounds, or not pounds, pounds per gallon. They're asking for pounds per gallon, and they want you to convert pounds per gallon from grams per milliliter. So I'm looking here, kilograms, and then we have pounds. Okay, so those are the conversions we're going to be using. So we start off with 13.55 grams per milliliter. So the trick to this is when you're doing a conversion of the numerator and the denominator units, just making sure that your conversion units are opposite of each other to cancel them out. And what that's going to do, so we want to go from grams to kilograms. So you have grams to kilograms. So for every 1 kilogram, you have 10 to the third power grams. Now we're in kilograms, we can go from kilograms to pounds. All right, so for every 1 pound, we have 0.4535 kilograms. Now we're in pounds. That checks off what it's asking there. Now we need to get into gallons. So since milliliters is on the bottom here, we want to get out of milliliters by putting it in the numerator. So we're going to go from milliliters to liters, and now we can cancel out milliliters. Now we're going to go from, oh, let me slow down. So for every 1 milliliter, we have 10 to the negative 3 liters. Now we're in liters, we can go from liters to gallons. So for every 1 gallon, you get 3.785 liters. And now we should be in the correct units. Let's cancel out the units and see. So we can cancel out grams, we can cancel out kilograms, leaving us in pounds. That's what we want. We can cancel out milliliters, and that converted us into liters. We can cancel out liters, leaving us in gallons, and that's what we wanted. So we're in the correct units. Now we have to multiply across the numerator and the denominator, and that's going to look like this: 13.55 times 37.85, and that's going to be pounds on the top, and then divide that by 10 to the third times 0.4535, and that's going to be gallons on the bottom. Okay, that equals 1.13 pounds per gallon. And that's how you do that one. Okay, let's go to the next question. A drug has a concentration of 25 milligrams per liter. How many milliliters of this drug must be administered to give the patient 150 milligrams of the drug? How many cc's is this? Okay, so now we're just trying to find how many milliliters we need to give the patient to give them 150 milligrams. So how to do this one, we're going to have 150 milligrams, and we're going to go from 150 milligrams to milliliters. And we're going to use this concentration to convert our milligrams to milliliters. So we have 25 milligrams per 1 milliliter. Okay, and that's it for this one. You You cancel out the units, now you're in milliliters. So you have 150 milliliters divided by 25, and that gives you 6 milliliters, which equals 6 cc's, because we know 1 milliliter equals 1 cc. And that's it for this one. That's all the questions for today. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments or email me. If you see that I made a mistake somewhere, email me. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching.